Hey friends, I'm so excited. My dream is finally reality. I'm not affiliated with Catan at all. It's just one of the games that I love to play with and expand and modify. So this is my own stuff. The only reason I can make something and, share it and do a trade for money is that it's a hand painted craft item that I'm doing. So be careful about that, friends. All right. I have a bag. Within it are other bags and things. I'll show you briefly what's in it in a shorter video, but here we're going to go through everything. First and foremost, on this bag, I've got a little hand painted and sealed token. What do you call it? Label tag thing to show you. Quick explanation that it's a expansion for Hex-based games. I've got a little business card, a thank you for supporting my biz, and a little pardon my imperfections note. I manage multiple disabilities. Some limit my mobility and dexterity quite a bit. Please pardon and celebrate the imperfections of my handiwork. Be cool. Alrighty, let's see what's inside. I'm so excited. Here we have the beach glass. I put it in a pretty thing, but of course it's easier to play and I find it more accessible with velvet bags. So inside each kit, for the beach kit, it has 3 bags. One I've pre-labeled with its own tag, same deal, hand painted and sealed, that says beach glass. And in here go the beach glass tokens. I'm not going to take them out of here, but you can see they have 1, 2, or 3 dots on them. That's kind of like the value of 1, 2, or 3. Closest thing in actual Catan would be the fishing expansion and scenario where you have 1, 2, or 3 fish, something like that. This isn't the same ratio or anything, but it's a similar idea. I thought of it before I knew there was a fishing, but that's okay. No worries. There's a status tile or two. I'll walk you through them all, but here's where we introduce healing and harm points. That's something of mine that I include with a lot of my expansions, not every single one, because we look at the impact your actions and decisions and dice rolls have on the world, the environment, and those around you. Back to the front of the kit. I'm going to take out each component and show you what they are as we go through. This bag will hold up long term. The zipper's nice and it's clear so you can always see what's in it. Great for people like me with ADHD or organizational issues. Pro tip, that helps. In here are some tokens. This is kind of like a Catan Metropolis token. It's something you can place over the equivalent of a city, and it's a beach tourist attraction. I call it the Beachcomber, and I'll show you more about that in a minute. You can get a lifeguard hired at your beach that adds safety and goodness. There's an oceanic educational center, and on it I drew fish and octopus and all sorts of things. It is solar powered, much better for the environment. And if you're a water protector, there's a +1 water protection token. This is one that you see in a couple of my expansions. Stay tuned for more about that. So these are status enhancement items you can build, and what they cost and what they do are on little cards. Actually, that might be a good place to start. So here's the beach hex. This one I just did sand, water, and a beautiful rainbow umbrella, because why not? Everything rainbow, in my opinion, is best. All right, water protector. If you do a beach cleanup, you get 1 VP. Beach cleanup does take an investment. You pay 5 cards, but they can be any card, any mix of cards, doesn't matter. You gain 3 healing points in that 1 VP. The first person to do it gets and keeps this status enhancement. So you want to be able to upgrade things quickly. You can create that tourist attraction, the Beachcomber, whether it's a B&B, a restaurant, a shop, it doesn't matter. It's whatever you want to make it. You do gain a VP, but you also gain 2 harm points because it's not going to be as great for the environment as leaving it. Tourists always have trash, eating, mess. It's a nightmare. But you do get money and stuff. So the Beachcomber, you pay 3 beach glass. That's these beach glass here. You can't keep the change, but you can use any mix of your tokens that you earn throughout the game. So 3 beach glass, wood, brick, wheat, and 2 ore, or equivalent. Sometimes I play with something other than the Catan pieces, but I like to play with them because they're so nice and easy. If you make the Beachcomber, you can keep this in front of you as an achievement token. Let's say you're a bit more benevolent. Sorry, I'm throwing things everywhere and don't know where I put them. No, my chaos is expanding and swallowing up my space here. Okay, here we go. So the Oceanic Education Institute, if you're an oceanographer, you can open this Here's what it does. You get 2 VPs, and here's what it costs. You definitely have to have some benevolence to you to do this. So 3 of your healing points, we'll talk about that in a second, 5 beach glass, and then 1 of each of the standard 5 resources. And I have a seashell for that too. I kept it in here for now. But same sort of deal. I forget if this is a limpet shell or something different. You know what I mean. Let's see what I chose. I chose this one for this game. Each packet's a little different. Oceanographer, 2 VPs. Of course, it's painted and sealed, and it's already been boiled and such. It's safe to keep around the house and play with as a toy. Yay. So again, you can have the tile. It tells you what to do. You can keep it in front of you, keep your bragging rights token, and enjoy that. First person to do it gets these on the beach because the beach is a hot commodity. This is waterfront property. It goes quickly, so you gotta hustle. All right, lifeguard. You do gain a VP if you set up a lifeguard to invest and have a lifeguard station that is staffed. You do have to be benevolent, and then you cash in some wood for the stand thing they're on and some ore. It's kind of like money. That's how I'm thinking about it. So there you go. You can also, and of course, you don't have to use this, you can throw a sea glass port on the board, and people can use it who are not necessarily settled on the beach class or on the beach class beach tile. So let's say with all the player trades, you're trading the commodity of beach glass. Someone who has resources elsewhere might snake this to keep you from getting a really great advantage. If you upgrade to, well, any player can trade 4-1. If you have the equivalent of city, you get a 3-1 trade ratio. If you go metropolis equivalent, you have a 2-1 trade ratio. So let's say I'm not on the beach hex. I really don't want you to get this magical thing. If you have either the beachcomber, tourist attraction, or the educational center, um, then you can get that 2-1 advantage anyway. So I don't want that to be something that only one player has, or else it gets really, you can kind of get overpowered if you're the only one to build here. So if I'm a non-beach hex player, I totally want to sneak my roads over and yank that before you get it. This is awesome. You can play with it or not. This takes away some of the balance of the game. But if you're finding the beach hex overpowered, like you don't have a lot of other additions or expansions, this is a good way to balance it out, or at least have the opportunity to do so. Okay, long story short, I could talk strategy, but I'm too tired. And I also want you to discover it for yourself, which is way more fun in my opinion. Okay, we've seen the shells. You know you have baggies, one for beach class. What's the other one for? Well, we've got healing points. These healing points you get for benevolent actions, some dice rolls, and for building upon in an ethical way on the beach. So your normal settlement, placement, cities, and metropolis, you know, you're going to get some of these. You also get it for beach cleanup. You also get it for investing in education. You also get it for other things. So stay tuned for that. And in my 5 to 6 player expansion, I'll have some more status tile options and things you can do to upgrade. And as always, I keep advantage tokens like this so that each player can have in front of them what their trade ratio is. I include 3 at the 2-1 and 3 at the 3-1. So hypothetically, the most, sorry, I'm balancing new things here. The highest number of players that can settle on a hex, since you have to go to every other vertex, is 3. So all 3 people could be trading 4-1, then eventually some of them get 3-1, and then eventually 1, 2, or all of them get a 2-1 advantage. So you have enough advantage tokens here. This is part of my accessibility system. If you're like me and have memory issues, attention issues, or just get sensory overload, it's really good to have something right in front of you or in your advantage tin, if you're like me. It keeps track of all of your economic leverages. So if you're at the port for 3-1 or 2-1, you can keep track of it with one of those. If you earn the privilege in a different way, you can keep track of it here. It's great. That way, nobody loses track of anything. All right. So you saw the healing points, harm points. If you harm the environment, if you do something unethical, different game expansions I have it work differently. Getting a harm point could mean getting one of these skull tokens, or it could just mean that you give up one of your healing points. They undo each other, +1, -1, if you want to think of it like that. Going more toward the light side of the force, going more to the dark side of the force. They even each other out. So we have about 20 tokens here. You only need these 3 harm points to make sure everybody can keep playing. not a big deal. I make it all fit in here. I have the directions coming like this. I'm going to show you a different set. It doesn't have to be in plastic and plastic and plastic as we talk about cleaning up the beach. This is an option for people who would want or need it. But the directions, this is for a different hex. So the directions come here in a sheet protector, and then I always include how to incorporate Lauren's add-ons and accessibility tips that not everyone would think of right away. Enjoy gaming, enjoy Catan, and enjoy other hex-based games, especially if you like hand-painted, beautiful, adorable little things, or the mesmerizing look of beach glass. I've always found it to look magical. Be cool like me. Play with the beach glass add-on. Have a great day, friends. Bye.